Good morning and God bless. I'd like to start off this morning with this is something I read this morning, and it's called A Miracle Every Day, and it's from Eric. How do you say his name? Sellerer. Uh, I hope I said his name right. But he wrote, Jack, you are like the moon. Well, if you think about it. The magnificence of a bright, full moon when it shines, it's just awesome, isn't it? It's just awesome. And, of course, the moon doesn't produce its own light. It gets its light from the sun. And just like the moon, we are like the moon. We reflect that light of the Holy Spirit that's within us. It's just something to think about, okay? This morning I'd like to read to you from 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 9. Indeed, we felt we had received the sentence of death, but this happened that we might not rely on ourselves, but on God, who raises the dead. Now, Paul, he had a very difficult life, to say the least, right? Many people were in opposition to his preaching of Jesus, even to the point that he was constantly receiving death threats. And when we read about Paul, we might see this extraordinary person who had such courage and strength, but Paul knew he had troubles. He's not unlike us. He also suffered from mental strain, fear, physical pain. And Paul always reminded himself about God's greatness and power, that he was serving a God that could bring life to dead people. Wow. This is what, kept Paul going and should be an inspiration for us. We can depend on God wholly on both our life and death. We can go on living, serving God, knowing that he is there to help us every step of the way. And if we die, through God's gracious love, we will be with Jesus in heaven. No more fear and pain, just love, peace, and joy. No matter what we may have to face, we need to be like Paul and place our total dependence on God. May God's light shine upon you, my friends, and you stay frosty out there.